This is potentially chapter 1. We'll see.
Hey! Hey, how's it going?
So, me and two strangers met in a coffee shop like 6 days ago, and now we're gonna go make $1 million product in 90 days. Yeah, that doesn't quite work. Anyways, gonna show you what it is. Can you help us build it? Now, one of the scariest things in business is partnerships. It's trusting others. And I gotta say that what's about to happen inside there, well, we got a big meeting ahead of us. With 90 days, you don't have days off. So we met up the next day to talk through ownership, equity, intellectual property, everything that we're about to go and create. And that brings us to day 5 of 90. One of my #1 tips is record pivotal moments. Moments where your life could very well be at an inflection point. And I have my camera out because in about 5 minutes from now, 2 guys who I met 2 days ago are potentially about to become my business partners. And that is terrifying. It's terrifying because any new relationship, be it a personal one, be it a business one, it invites all sorts of uncertainties into your life. But with that uncertainty comes the opportunity for new incredible things. You embrace the uncertainty because sometimes it brings you places you could have never gone alone. As we meet for our 3rd time in the last 3 days here inside the Lost Villa, there is probably gonna be a handshake deal. Guys, I wanna introduce you. This is Nick, and this is Jer. Jer, he's the product guy. Nick, he's the e-com guy, and I am the social media guy. And this is the start of something very exciting. You guys came into my life, what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, something like that.
How does that even happen? I was minding my own business, unlike Kevin here, that's honestly getting a little bit too excited about your backpack. Kevin, get off of it. He needs to get fixed. And all of a sudden, they messaged me saying, hey, we're staying at Lost Creator House, and we're here with one mission. We're here to create a product from scratch in 90 days. Yeah. And you think that this can be done?
100%. Definitely. We know it can be.
Okay, all right. Well, I think that it goes without saying that this series is going to achieve many different things. It's going to show you the ins and outs that go into building a business. Extreme transparency. And the first thing that happens when people come together to form a business partnership is there is a very scary question of, you know, who is the person on the other side of the table? Am I getting into the right business relationship? What are we going to build? Is there going to be demand for that product? I mean, the list goes on of things that can go wrong. But for those that get it right, I think that's why we're all here. We're all taking a big, interesting risk because we believe there's something big here. Bro.
Everybody's excited right now.
We need to put this in mind, the ice plunge. We've had 2 meetings now. The first was just meeting each other, and we realized how interesting it was to have 3 people at one table that fit together so well. Everything you need to basically create a product all under one roof. Then from there, we had to have another meeting. Maybe for some people this could be a very tricky meeting, but it's a very important one to have up front, and that is the actual details of what your business agreement's gonna look like. How do you split equity? How do you look at ownership and the rights behind all the things that we're gonna go out to build? The IP, patents, email leads, all these things have to be discussed. And I think the thing that was really beautiful is that we survived that conversation. We feel really, really good about it. I mean, how are you feeling?
I feel fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think we got to a really good place with what we said.
And that brings me to, I think, a very exciting place where I would love to say that today's meeting is to figure out how the hell we get this going. Because I would love to get in, guys. This is a project that gets me fired up.
Nice.
So I think, first of all, what are there? It's gonna happen. We're gonna create a freaking phenomenal product. Kevin, what do you think?
Kevin's clearly excited.
Yeah, he's excited. This is the start of something very scary, very beautiful, and very freaking exciting. At the end of this 90-day period, what's our goal? Maybe Jerry, you want to tell me a little bit about that?
Mass production kickoff.
What does that mean?
It means we have a final product coming out of a production line that is getting inspected with appropriate quality control measures. We have engaged appropriate manufacturing techniques for every component, so tooling, CNC, injection molding if that's what we need to do. Final assembly is up and running. Yeah, and we'll be spinning everything up.
That is awesome. What gave you guys the gall to be like 90 days? Because I'm here as a bit of an observer right now to be like, 90 days? Where did you get that date from?
Yeah, it's actually a bit of a funny story. So I've been working in hardware engineering for and product design for almost 15 years now. So I've shipped a number of really iconic products in the coffee business. I spent a long time in the coffee industry. I worked in the medical industry for a few years, and recently I shipped an AI wearable for a company called Limitless. And going through all these different styles of products, I kept seeing, okay, how do these different pieces of the process stack up to a total timeline from when you have the idea to mass production kickoff? And it became more and more clear to me that it was possible to shorten that total time by being really, really intentional about each step of the process and doing things kind of in the right order. And after my most recent job, where I took that AI wearable device from Limitless, from kind of kicking off the project to mass production kickoff was about 10 months. And that's considered pretty fast in the world of hardware.
That sounds pretty fast.
And having gone through that 10-month process, it became clear to me which pieces of that were the most time-consuming. And I basically came down to it. I'm like, I think this can be done in 90 days. So not only be taking on a really aggressive engineering schedule, also doing it in public, kind of measuring each decision as we go. And,
Nick, you've had a lot of experience in the e-com space. Like, what have you done that you guys came together? First of all, both of them MIT guys. That in of itself is a great starting point, but where in the real world have you experienced e-com?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna grab this guy.
Okay, thanks.
You're in air jail, bro.
I've had a lot of experience as an engineer and as an engineering manager at a few companies that y'all might have heard of. Medium, Instacart. I've been at a company called Ease. All these companies have some element of taking a pretty complicated product in the web space and selling to customers. So Instacart is the largest online grocery delivery company in the world. Medium is one of the biggest online blogging UGC companies in the world. These were the sort of experiences that I worked through both as an engineer at the very technical level, but also as an engineering manager, managing teams of engineers so that we can bring together the right product decisions and make sure we get the best results in the end.
You might be wondering, well, what the heck do I do? I'm kind of wondering the same thing. So I need to figure out now, how do we turn all of this into a series? Something that I wished I had at the very beginning of my journey as a content creator, as an entrepreneur. I literally thought to myself as I was working in construction, as I worked in a Safeway, as I worked in all sorts of service jobs, just watching my hours turn to a few measly dollars, I was thinking, how do I escape this? Where's my guide? What do I follow to get the step by step? And that is what we want to share here, is literally the clarity that so many entrepreneurs are looking for, to either get out of the 9-to-5 grind, level up their own businesses, or some of us just want to have some fun and explore what it would be like to live a day in the life of an entrepreneur. This product design process is going to start in a living room, in a coffee shop in Bali, but very quickly it's going to be moving its way around the world, because to build something in 90 days, you need factory floors that can move products. You need to look to China, and in this case, you've had a lot of experience in Shenzhen.
that's right.
If there's one thing we can hopefully get out of today's session, because we don't have much time, it's to figure out what the content strategy is going to look like, and then it's time to start shooting. This guy's an absolute nut job and travels with a 3D printer. So we already have some working prototypes from our first brainstorm. Meeting number 1, we think we came up with the products. So in 2 hours, we have basically refined the product even further. We have figured out the content strategy. What else did we do? I don't even know. There's so much that's happened.
Yeah, I mean, refined the product, thought about modularity, discussed manufacturing, set up a schedule for how to do content and manufacturing in parallel with each other. Just about ready for kickoff.
Yeah.
Well, It begins.
It begins.
It begins. 90 days starts now. 85 days starts now. 85 days left, that's right.
The only thing remaining is effort.
A lot of it.
Back to Hong Kong.
All right.
Time to build.
So, there you have it. The sprint now begins. You might be wondering, Christian, what is this product? What the heck are you holding? The truth is, I don't fully know what this is yet, but I do know that as someone that shoots more and more on their phone, it's frustrating some of the limitations of this device. The cameras keep getting better, but the tech around it just hasn't really kept up. Let me explain what this is by showing you this. This is an iPhone. Heard of it? And the problem is, the best camera is not this one that I can see. It's actually this one on the back. About a year ago, I made an entire video on my main channel using only an iPhone. And I gotta say, it was actually phenomenal. The end result looked beautiful. But one of the things that was the clunkiest part of this experience was when I wanted to film myself with the proper camera on the back of my phone, I had no idea if I was in the shot. I had no idea if I was crooked, if I was out of focus. In fact, I didn't really know much at all. It was a total guessing game. And it made me realize, why the hell do we not have screens on here? Rewind even 2 years ago, I had bought a phone case that had a little mirror on the back, but the mirror would get dirty, the mirror was never really actually that accurate, and I ended up just throwing it out because it looked dumb. But one man's pain is another man's gain. Bars. So I had an idea. Why not make an LCD screen that goes on the back of your phone? And using MagSafe, the magnet on the back, there could be a very quick on and off function that allows you to put it on your camera when you need it, but hopefully we can make it slim enough that it's better off just left on your phone throughout the day. On top of that, one of the things that I think this is also extremely valuable as is a solid aluminum tripod that allows you to manipulate and move your camera, your iPhone or your Android, wherever you need it to face. From vertical to horizontal, and we even have a laundry list of about 5 or 6 other functions we hope to someday have inside of this here modular device. Now the beauty of this is I am the dumbest person in the room when it comes to product design. So yes, I knew a problem, I had an idea, but I have no idea how to build it. I have no idea how to take it to the next level. But that's what Jer does. And Jer travels with a 3D printer. It's a bit weird, but I'm very grateful for that because we turned an idea same day into a V1, then a V2, and this is basically V3, where we have a slightly working prototype of what could be that LCD, those tripod legs, and potentially even a few other form factor designs. Now this is plastic, doesn't give you friction arms, it doesn't give you the rigidity, it doesn't give you the feel of what we're going to build, but it's a great thing to have something in your hands to play with. But let me tell you that one of the cool things that happened in this hardware brainstorm with Jer is that he identified something very interesting to make it modular. So maybe someone just wants to buy a snapback tripod. Awesome, we can sell that. Maybe someone needs the LCD to have the view of what's going on the back-facing camera. That can be a snap-on addition to the tripod, and there's a few other things that could build around that. Again, we're building in full transparency, something that most companies do not do. We might get to the factory floor and realize we actually don't want to go that approach. Or maybe we realize that there's a problem with heat dissipation when we use the modular LCD. We don't know these problems yet, but we're just now starting to overturn the stones, find answers, and we're doing it fast. We have to. We're launching in 90 days. You see, I think it's only a matter of a few more years until shooting can be done entirely with your phone. But I think right now it's missing the hardware support to really bring that together. Why not be the person that makes that possible, not in a few years from now, but maybe this year, maybe in 90 freaking days. If there's one thing about this product that I want you to know is that it's going to be built with you. I want to hear from you. If you were to have an attachable component that goes onto your phone, what would it do? What would help you become a better content creator. Whether this device is your main way of shooting your entire life for short form or long form, or whether this is your second camera. While I've been here rolling out the video series, let me show you what the guys have been up to. Now during this time, as Nick and Jer have been out researching product, Nick also rolled out our first landing page. And I can tell you, having done millions of dollars of business online, one of the most important things that you can do when launching a product is you gotta build an email list. And so Nick created lostlabs.co. We might work on that URL, we might change it. Worst case scenario, we use a redirect. But for now, this is the place to sign up for everything that we're going to be doing. And a little update that everything is now including a WhatsApp community group, which literally just launched now. But let me tell you what we're gonna be sharing in the email newsletter. I'm gonna walk you through step by step our social media marketing strategy. Jer's gonna be taking you to the factory floor to talk about patents and all the strategies that we're going to be deploying to build this. That's where you are literally going to become a co-founder with us as we build the product for you, while also securing pre-order priority if you end up liking what we build. We want to design the brand with you. I literally want you to help us with the logo. We're gonna be looking to you for that. In fact, I wanna take it a step further. I wanna invite your children to submit for our logo because we gotta bring child labor back. Am I gonna get canceled? Listen, I had a job at 13 years old. It built wonderful character. And if your child needs some character, they can go to our landing page, take their little clumsy finger, and submit their own logo. If your child wins, we'll give them $5. And as a fallback, I'm also sending $5 to the winner on Fiverr. So good luck to little Jerry, because he's gonna have to go toe-to-toe with Pakistan. All right, that's today's update, and it's time to go book a flight to China. Let's go to Shenzhen. Well, like in a week or so.